Hey guys, welcome everyone. So today video is slightly different or very different from my usual videos which are focused on gameplay or high level gameplays or road to marking. Today we will talk about some of the quality of life improvements that can be easily made. These are some of the issues that I find very frustrating, especially because they can be easily fixed but they haven't for about 2 or 3 years. And we recently got like a huge overhaul of garage that looked pretty resource intensive, right? But even if there was like 2% or 3% of that time could have resolved the issues that I'm about to mention in this video. If you feel the same or you feel there are some issues that can be easily fixed that I haven't included, do mention those in comments, as well as if you like this kind of video where we talk about game issues, uh, make sure to let me know as well, like comment, subscribe, share. That will help increase the reach. And maybe if we have, we see wargaming, see more people are interested in getting these issues fixed, maybe, just maybe, the UI improvements or the bug fixes uh, will get some priority. So also, this is my first time attempting to create this sort of videos. Don't be too hard on it. There could be an audio issues, there could be slight other transition issues, but I hope I'm able to convey the message that I'm going for. The first bug is the in-game friend list. The bug was introduced with 6.0 when they added this feature. I don't recall how it was before 6.0, but it doesn't matter. So what we have is you could add friends, you could view your Xbox friends, as well as you can add crossplay friends to play with the players on other console. However, it's very difficult to find the person you're trying to play easily because these lists, they're not sorted alphabetically. So basically you have to go through the list multiple times to find the person you're trying to play with. So for example, you can see it's I, D, S, T. So it's basic sorting that can be easily fixed, but it's not been fixed for last 3 years. The other issue is it doesn't even prioritize people that are online. For example, these two guys are online, but they're just in the middle. And again, the list is not alphabetically sorted, W, P, S, D, T. And it's a very simple solution. All that they have to do is show the persons who are online at the top of the list and have them sorted alphabetically. For example, we have, even in Xbox, it's sorted. It's just a basic fix, and it could be done within a minute, or an hour, including all the build-in process. And there's no reason we have to wait 2 years, actually 3 years, for it to be fixed. The next issue is the premium AP rounds. So before 6.0, you could tell, or the game would tell you that if a tank has a premium AP, it will show it to you. But since 6.0, any tank that has premium AP, it will show it as premium APCR. So tanks like Type 4, Type 5, Andre, AMX, M454, even KV2. For example, this is Type 5. I have the wrong gun loaded. I'm going to switch it to this one. So it says that the standard shell is AP and the premium is APCR, which is completely incorrect. And it's just providing false information. How has this not been fixed? Why does it not say AP? So this was reported in the Discord channel, and they said they don't have an icon for premium AP, so they are using the icon for premium APCR. Well, I don't think it's as important to use the correct icon. You can still use whichever icon you want, but at least have the correct information, because if I'm a new player or if I have some information, I would argue with the other person that Type fires APCR instead of AP, right? And it's just spreading misinformation through your game. And not to mention, some people select shells based on normalization. So AP has 5 degrees of normalization and APCR has 2. So they're like, oh, let's not use APCR, I will use AP because of better normalization. If they're fighting against the tank that they feel they have a better chance with AP, penning with AP, for whatever reason. And then the second part is Usually there's an assumption that APCR is faster than AP, and it is. I don't remember any tank where APCR is slower, but in these tanks it shows the same speed because it's not APCR. There's an AP round, but it has been falsely advertised since 6.0, and for 3 years they couldn't fix this issue of misinformation or false information. And if the source has false information, how do you expect players to know what is the correct info, right? You would obviously have experienced player who played pre 6.0. They know what the shell type is, but to newer players, they will have no idea. And if I'm a new player, I won't listen to anyone else. I'll just go with what the game tells me, and that's just unnecessary discussion that happens due to false information. The next issue is also related to sorting. So initially, when the Cold War was first introduced, it used to work. You would have the top tier in within an era placed at the top of the list, and then you had mid tiers, then bottom tiers. But that's not the case anymore. As you can see, M1 is listed at the top or above A2. B is listed above VU. I don't even know what tier these tanks are. So unless you know about all the tanks in Cold War, you would struggle to determine how aggressive you can be, in the beginning or in the mid, because you don't know if you're top tier or not. And the thing is, it's easily fixable. It used to work as well. It worked for 6 months, and then they broke it and never fixed it. And it's been 2 years since it's like this. Personally, I don't play Cold War that much, so I don't know about all these tanks. So I can only imagine if anyone who's new to Cold War, how would they make their plan if they don't know if there's 15 top tier tanks or there's just one top tier tank. And since the problem can be easily fixed, it should be. Not sure why it's taking so long for another sorting issue. The next issue is specific to custom games. So anyone who plays comp is mainly affected by this. And the issue here is we have a minimap on the left side, but it does not have grids. However, when you load into the game, we have a minimap there as well, and it does contain grids. So we already have the resources. We have the grids for each map. However, we are not using that same resource, or we're missing something, but we can use the same component we use in-game, in custom games as well, because as a caller, when we are preparing for the match, you give instructions, okay, you go to this position or that position. However, because there's no grid, you can't tell anyone where to go. You give them like an estimated position, but this is another one of those issues where we already have the solution. We use it in game, but for some reason, we don't use it in the custom games lobby. We had it before 6.0. Before 6.0, you could see the grids, and this was also reported multiple times, but hasn't been fixed. So as someone who spends a lot of time playing comp, I hope they give some priority to this issue as well and add grids to our minimap. The next issue is related to gun range. So gun range is basically the distance your shell can travel before it disperses or disappears. And you can see it as a white line on your minimap. So this is a Malinovka minimap. And you can see it can travel about 6 blocks, so that's like 600 meters, a little bit more than that. And it seems reasonable. And everything seems to be working fine. However, it just varied drastically from map to map, because this is the next map, Rezanai. And you could see how long the gun range is. It seems like I could fire 800 meters all of a sudden. And that's not even possible in World War II. And it'll just throw you off, and that's not even the worst part. Now if you go to small map like Himmelsdorf, now basically it says you can't fire more than, this is a small map as well, 800 by 800 if I'm not mistaken, or maybe 750 by 750, and the gun range says you can only fire up to 300 meters before your shell disperses. So you could easily tell that something is wrong, and it's basically map dependent. It doesn't vary between map to maps. Sorry, it doesn't vary between vehicles as long as you're playing the same map. So Himmelsdorf will always have a small gun range on the minimap, which is false. Rezanai will always have like a longer gun range, which is also false. Malinovka, I think that's the correct one. I think the maps that are 1000 by 1000, they have the correct range, but the smaller and the bigger maps, they have incorrect gun range. And this used to work pre 6.0, and I think it even might have worked after 6.0 at some point, but it's been broken for a long time, for 2 years, and you just can't tell. What's the point of having this white circle, white line, that's just a useless piece of information. Not even useless, because it's incorrect all the time, so you can't even tell. And I think this should be fixed as well, as it seems like a very simple fix. The next issue is related to the hit points. Well, it's not really an issue, but how they design it, which I feel is flawed. So with 6.0, we got two skills. One skill and equipment. The skill was armor angling. What it does is it reduces the damage rolls of, if I fire at someone that has armor angling, instead of doing 100 damage, I'll do 95. But the person firing, he has no idea. Like, it's basically hidden what your damage roll. Will it be your average roll plus minus 20, or will there be a 5% constant reduction due to the skill? On PC, what they do is they increase the HP, so you can tell that that the player has more HP, and then you know if it's one shot for you or two shot for you. However, if someone is just equipping the skills in VOD console, you can't tell if he's getting that 5% extra health bonus or not, because essentially 5% less damage roll is 5% more health. And the same issue applied to the equipment as well. So we have this equipment that I have to find. Advanced armor. Bear with me. Apparently here it is. Couldn't find it. This does the same thing. You get 5% less damage when someone fires at you. So instead of having, let's say you have both the skill and the equipment, that's 10% more health. But as a player, I don't know that. On PC, you could easily tell if someone has more health. But on console, we are going with an approach where we will keep this information hidden, the information that's useful for engagements. And basically, it's sort of a handicap to the players using it, because the opponent doesn't know that they have 10% more HP. So let's say you have a 400 alpha gun and he has 790 health. You would think you will kill him in 2 shots, right? Or let's say even if he has 780 health, you would like, okay, I can take 1 shot from him and I'll finish him. But this will not be the case, because he has 10% more HP and you might not be able to kill him. So I'm against this concept of hiding information, where something that is actually very useful for in-game decisions. And I think these two, the skill as well as the equipment, instead of reducing damage roll, they should increase just the HP of the tank, and it will make the life easier, as well as everyone would appreciate it. So that's it for this week's video. Do let me know if you agree with the things that I mentioned. Maybe I was incorrect in mentioning some of the issues. Do let me know as well. And maybe next month we'll do another video mentioning more issues or tank balance, or at least what I feel that could be done to improve tank balancing. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later.